Welcome to a new episode of Signal Chain Stories, the podcast for musicians, artists, and creatives. I'm again with the wonderful Mordio. My name is Miles Kundra, and we are repeating because we are recording actually this episode for the second time because the first time we messed up a
It was one knob in the audio settings of OBS that cancelled the second channel where I record your voice. So that was on my side this time.
So it was a monologue from Mordio.
Yes.
Maybe we'll put that up as bonus content at some point.
Yeah.
To your excuse, we have to say you got a new computer, right? You're now switched from Windows to Mac.
Yes.
Congratulations from my end.
Yay.
Definitely. Yay. But obviously a lot of stuff to set up, and bringing OBS from one system to the other. I've done it also before. It can be a pain.
Whatever you bring, there is always one knob you forget.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's true.
Tech. We love it.
Yeah, we love it. That's why we're here. But how have you been? I mean, it's been 1 week since we last recorded this episode. So yeah, what's happening? You have a concert coming up?
Yes,
right?
Tomorrow. Actually,
Ooh,
tomorrow
exciting. Tell me about it.
I play the first time with my little baby here, the S4 from Torto.
Nice.
So I will bring just this little machine, and I will play my new album that I also did just on this little machine. The album is, last time when we recorded, we talked about that the album will come out. Now it's out.
Big advantage. You can go listen to it.
Yeah,
everywhere.
you can listen it right now everywhere. With the Torso, I built everything of that. So I will, in this ambient live set, it's like in like a yoga studio / sound bath. So I will play with someone together, Anna Rossa, and she plays like gong and monochords. What is
nice.
like this, like, I think Turkish guitar thingy, I'm not sure. And it just plays like one note constantly. So it's like a drone, like string instrument, flute, and like a lot of acoustic instruments. And I play then the textures and all the drones and the ambient stuff. Finally, my new album, and play some of the tracks that I built there. So I'm super excited about this gig.
Yeah,
and super happy.
I can imagine.
Super happy to finally come to a stage with just this. You know, no modular racks, no 5 hours connecting cables. Like just set
one,
up and let's go.
Yeah, and just let's go. Just one device, which actually brings us to the topic of today's episode, because we want to speak about the power of focus. And that's actually the perfect example, because you will just be on stage with one device. You have been making a lot of music with the S4. I'm pretty sure you've also run into some limitations, but at the same time, that's at least how it is for me, it's also a big creativity booster, right?
Yeah, I mean, we talked in those episodes, I think, many times about limitations are a breeze. And it's again the thing, like it's a 4-channel sampler. So you just have 4 channels. That sounds like absolutely limiting. But totally for ambient, you actually don't need so much, right? And the 4 channels limitate you to the point that you have to analyze what you can change, what you can move, what you can modulate, for example, on one channel to make this channel, never loop. And then you have actually 3 channels more, you know? So you're like, okay. And then you actually come to the point where this thing is the ultimate perfect balance between too much, too less. But to get there, you have to, focus on one machine. And one thing I love to do that is actually isolate myself from the rest of the equipment I have. So for example, on my desk here, I just have my interface and normally my keyboard and my mouse for Ableton. But in the moment, I put all my machines into my shelf here, and I just have the S4 in front of me and nothing else. So if I want to make music just with a machine, I literally put the speakers on, sit here like I'm on a computer, but actually on the computer I just have an analyzer open to see the frequencies I'm doing. But or maybe I can record, you know, but I don't use effects. They're not connected. They're just having an input. That's it. So I just really sit here in the stereo image and jam with this one machine and focusing only on this machine. And in this moment, there's holy things happening, you know, because The power of focus is that you isolate yourself to also like when you have a limitation and you're like, oh, how I overcome this limitation, right? You don't grab the
100%.
next amazing effect and drop like 2 other tools there. Like you just sit there and figure out, okay, how I can do this now. Like I have just this. But wait, when I modulate this, then and then you have the idea, you know? It's this moments.
Yeah, I can totally agree to that, because when I back in the days when I started with my Digitone, I also did the exact same thing. I isolated it completely from the studio, took it everywhere, to the kitchen table, everywhere in the flat, also on the balcony, and just made music with it. And it was awesome because, as you said, it had its limitation, only 4 tracks. And then kind of like you start to get creative, build ways around that. And there was never the option for me that I allowed myself to add additional stuff to it. It was just, okay, I have to figure out how I can do this on this machine. There has to be a way. And then the moment you dive into that, it gets more and more creative, and then you start to think around the corner and get really creative with your thought process, and then do all of that stuff. And right now, I mean, the same as for you with the S4, I'm currently, obviously I have it here with my trusted Ableton Move, which I now take everywhere. The big advantage of this is actually that it's also battery powered.
Yeah.
So I can also take it outside, which is amazing. Just somewhere, I mean, right now in the summer here in Germany, as it's right now coming back, which is great.
Yeah.
Last days have been rainy, so
for months.
Yeah. But now it's coming back, and I can see myself going out again and making some music, because that's amazing. And I always have the feeling that if you make music outside of your studio or in your usual environment, it also sparks different creative flows, so to say, because I still think the environment has a big impact on what kind of like music you make. So if you change that, it can have a big impact on what ideas come to your mind. So I'm a big fan of that, and then focusing on the device and trying to push through the limitations that it has.
Yeah, and I think the holy part is when you come back to the studio after a long time with these limitations, and you know the machine now, and then you're getting all the possibilities back of Ableton's full library or your modular case with 4 rows of effects. You know, you're like a little kid on Christmas, you know, coming back to the stuff that you didn't bought, like you already bought it, you know, you come back to it and you're like, but now I can do this because I know how to do this with this machine. And you're like, wow, I love those moments. Like excite yourself for the things that you actually have is something I actually constantly try to do with myself, because we all are like consumers in a way. Like the industry is built to make us think we need the next thing, right? So there's no like judgment that everyone is like this. But like putting yourself in the situation where you actually love your old devices again, this is one of it. Like just isolate yourself with this machine, like you have nothing else, and learn it, you know? And then you love it so much, and then you bring it back to the studio with all the possibilities, and you're like, wow, I have so many ideas.
Yeah. And then you can expand on the things that you've already built. That's actually a very nice way to see it. For the Move, I mean, obviously it's built to then afterwards import your ideas into Ableton Live and then finish them there. But I'm kind of like, I like the challenge to say, I think that works especially great for ambient, because the Move also has 4 tracks. And if you use a drum rack, you can actually use 16 samples on one track, which actually is quite a lot. And I want to challenge myself a little bit, maybe to build a whole setup, maybe an ambient set, and then play, I don't know, half an hour of ambient music just on the Ableton Move. And maybe also, I don't know, take it to a park somewhere, bring a speaker with me, and just make an outdoor ambient concert. I think that would be nice.
I have one question.
Yeah, of course.
Is the Move, is there a mic on the Move?
Yes, there's one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, I guess, but...
No, but it sounds okay.
Is it mono or is it stereo?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's mono. I've recorded just some short snippet when I was on vacation and used it the first days when I really started to get into the Move. I just wanted to have some ambient sounds, people speaking, whatever it is. To
that's
layer.
why stereo would be nice.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's true. I actually have to check that. I'm not entirely sure, but I think
I guess it's
mono.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't used it that much, but I will definitely dive more into that.
They have USB-C, right?
Yes, USB-C and USB-A. Right now, USB-A is only for MIDI to connect it to other devices, and yeah, USB-C is to power to charge it and to connect it to your computer and so on.
Okay, so I have data transfer.
Yes.
Okay,
but you can also with the Move.
It's
you can. Sorry,
you go first.
Yeah, I just want to say it also has Wi-Fi. So when the Move is in the same Wi-Fi as your computer, you can wirelessly transfer data from a Move to PC, which at first I thought it wouldn't be a big thing, but actually it is a big thing because it's so seamless to transfer samples, sounds, whatever it is from your computer to your computer. It's pretty nice.
Crazy that we are already in these times. I didn't know you can send data over Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it works.
What I wanted to say is, so it's possible with data transfer over USB that you can actually put like with USB-C an external mic, you know?
Ah, okay.
And then because I have this binaural headphone microphones, so that you put like on your ears, and then your ears are the membran, right? And they're like perfect stereo left, right panned.
Ah, okay.
And if you can put that in a Move, sit in the park, have this little headphones on you and just hear the atmosphere that you sit in, record that live and just start jamming, I think that would be so cool. I would love to have
100%.
that.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's possible. I think you can also, let me see if it says that on the back of the device. It has an audio input as well. I'm just seeing that. So you could also directly connect via a audio in, which I'm pretty sure is also stereo. So problem solved.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Nice, because that makes the Move for me really interesting. Like it's 4 tracks, so I can make 4 tracks ambient stuff for sure. But then having the input, you know, and the battery, so you can literally go outside and record directly what you want to jam, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. Would be also cool videos, you know, like going out and for YouTube, you know, going out, seeing the atmosphere where you are, record the atmosphere that you are, and then making music there. I love that.
That's nice.
I would love to do that. To get a little bit away from the studio all the time is really nice, but still do the stuff that we love.
Yeah.
I'm really sad that the S4 don't have battery, you know, that would be so cool.
Yeah. I was just about to ask, does the S4 can you record samples directly into it?
Yeah,
so does it have a microphone?
I have here, you see this little hole here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a little mic input.
Okay.
Also nothing crazy, it works, but you have left, right inputs for
like for stereo input.
Stereo in and stereo out. And then MIDI and sync, so also with CV. It has good everything that you really need in a back. Yeah, it's really versatile.
Cool. Yeah, nice, good stuff. I mean, you could still get a ripcord, which is this power adapter that you can kind of like connect to a device like the S4, and then you can connect a power bank to it, and it kind of like then matches the how do you say that? Basically, the amount of power that needs to go in, and then you can power it basically from a power bank. And then I've seen people do that.
I put the power bank under it, like with a grip tape.
Problem solved. Then you have a battery-powered S4.
I'm actually will check that.
Yeah,
that
do that. I've seen people actually, because that was also one thing I was getting into with my Digitone back in the days when I thought I want to take this outside of the studio, and then people said, well, there is I think the company is called Ripcord. They make all these different wires for specific instruments, and then you can just get one for your instrument, and then it's kind of like perfect. The voltage matches kind of like the one you need on your instrument, and then you can just power it with obviously you need a strong enough power bank, but when you have that, you can just connect everything together, and then you have a battery-powered device as long as your power bank runs.
I like these videos on YouTube where sometimes people like just record an EP on like, I don't know, in the forest or something, you know, And that's the EP recording then,
Yeah.
and you can see how they recorded there and just drink a little tea and sit there,
Yeah.
I can see myself being one of those people.
I was just about to say that's the future you.
I'm sitting there
can so see
smoking
that.
and be like,
Yeah, I'm feeling the ambient vibes, becoming one with nature.
Yeah, somewhere in Chile on the
nice.
mountain, recording my album.
Might get a little bit cold over time, but
yeah, true. Power blank freeze. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, the move is still really interesting for me sometimes. You always put it out. And yeah, it's one of the devices you can really focus on, right? You can take it with you. It makes
Absolutely.
it really easy to get into this habit also. Because sometimes we don't focus on the machines because they need the energy and they're plugged there and they're so set in the setup that you don't want to disconnect them and put them out and why I should do the effort, right? But if something 100%. Is like isolated on the table like this, that's why I say it's important. You just, and you just take it and bring it to bed and Kopfhörer, headphones on and just go for it. Yeah. And it has to be really easy to isolate this machine. I think that's really important to learn it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's what battery power makes it even easier because you only need one additional device, which is a headphone. So you just plug in your headphones, whatever you use, and no power cables needed. So I agree with you. The less effort you have to put in, the more likely it is that you take the device and just, I don't know, take it somewhere and then make music with it.
Yeah. And I think if that is, for some people, it's too limiting. Like, right? Like if you don't have something cool like we have now with the Move or there's a lot of effects already, right? Yeah. If you have like a little synth that you want to learn and it's sounding, of course, just like, you can make cool sound design movements, but you still want a reverb or something. I feel like that's also full okay, like totally okay. But there is like devices, I would say they are better for that than others. Like you don't want to bring the full modular rack then,
But or a full pedal board full of effects.
Yeah, no, I would say pedals. One.
Yeah.
1 or 2 pedals where you just have like a little
perfect
signal chain, and then you make your little signal chain story.
Wow. That was strong. Hats off, my friend.
Yeah, so I think that's a thing that I want to also do, like with the S4 soon, that I have the S4 and I can play this like DJ game AB, like the S4 fades out and maybe load a new patch. But before I recorded some loop in my looper or something, and then this loop is going on and goes through effects, and I don't know, put the reverb up, change the patch, and then I already fading some nice textures from the other side back in, so you can like DJing this really and having this like you can play a live act with the scenes, right? In the S4, you give the scenes. But then it's this like Ableton push, playing your live act that you pre-build. And I was always against these things personally. I don't like this so much. I want to play an instrument and I want to play it in that moment live, freestyle.
Okay.
And with this, I can take this away because then I can play from this machine to this machine to this machine and just taking frequencies in and see what I have and work with that. I play like this live in the modular, and I want to play in the future also with the S4. Like now for my live act, for example, I have some scenes, because I don't know how I can play in the moment forward, backward. And I don't want to bring my modular.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because actually I'm coming from the other side. So I've always played my live sets kind of like, as you said, with different stems that were pre-recorded. So I kind of like moved through the scenes, but still I tried to keep it lively so that I tweaked all of my parameters live. I remixed my own songs so that I played different stems from other songs into another song and so on. But I'm more and more moving into the direction that you have been saying. So for example, for my next live show, I've been doing a lot of work with Sting 2 now from IFTA, and it runs seamlessly on the Push 3. And this is also one thing where I thought, okay, this is amazing for sections in the live set where I just have kind of like a drum beat running or kind of like some driving rhythm. And then I just sequence my Moog on the fly and then just kind of like play it, as you said, as an instrument in the moment, change the sequences and get a little bit crazy with that and see where it takes me. So
This is the
that's
way.
definitely planned for the next live show. So I'm looking forward to that.
When you control one setup so well that you can do this, you feel so confident to do that, you know, you will have so much fun. Like I was there with the modular for a little time. Now I would say I'm not into it so much more. So I need to come back because I can go quick back, but I'm out, I would say. But there was a time where I literally control my 4 rows of modular, like whatever. I know what I'm doing there. And it's so much fun because you freestyle for 1 hour completely and you just have, like when you find a spot, you know, that is really sounding good, you're like, you know, in that moment with the other ones. And I think this is I know, I come from guitar, I come from playing in a band, you know, so for me it's like, it's like, here, my baby here. I'm actually in the moment playing with my guitar again here.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Just to make some I don't know, recordings. I try also with the S4 some stuff.
Okay, yeah, of course you can record it directly in. Yeah,
they have an amp, so you can literally have like proper rock sound, like super fast. It's so cool.
Yeah,
and
but I totally agree with you. I remember when I played my last live show, I played in the end. I basically played 2 tracks at the same time. So my kind of like the track before the last track, I remixed into the last track, and then so many stems and patterns were playing on top of each other, and I found so many sweet spots that I think it translated to the audience that I just had so much fun doing that, and I could never recreate it afterwards because it was just pure freestyle until the show ended, and everyone was afterwards saying that was awesome. And I thought, probably the people have felt that I had so much fun doing that, and this fun transported over to the people in the crowd. So that was pretty amazing.
Emotional connection.
Oh yeah.
Last longer.
Yeah.
I have this like recording of one live act on, I guess now I don't have it anymore. It was on my Instagram, but I don't have Instagram anymore. But in the time where I got it, there was this recording, literally 1 hour live act where I think was my best live act I played. It was so nice. I watched it a lot of times. And I remember I was like, wow, I found spots that I was like, why I didn't record it properly, you know? So I can like mixing it a bit, and it was so nice. But I came with like 32 channels of a mixer.
Wow.
iPad for like granular, and then 4 rows of modular.
That's a lot to carry. That's a lot to carry.
Oh yeah, that was a carry action, but it was cool. It was in Corona time, so I bring my full studio, and there was like a live stream with like many cameras and flying drones and shit. It was crazy.
Is it the one that is on YouTube? Because I've seen one of your live sets on YouTube where you played just modular stuff, and it's kind of like, it looks like an industrial area. There's a lot of
I was also
fog,
industrial. This fog thing. No, that was in Poland. Yeah, that's in this like lost building, right? In this like abandoned place. That's
a great set as well.
That
really
was
nice.
Completely, I think, one of my worst actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would say I didn't change the sequence so much, you know, like I got a sequence going on for way too long, like details that no one sees but me. Like I got a lot of feedback from this live act, I remember, because it's on YouTube, kind of big. And when you put Mordio in, you find it really fast. So I guess it's people saw it. But it's I think I just get respect because it's like 4 rows modular and no computer, you know, literally nothing else. But for me, I think, and that was the first times where I tried to record without any backup, you know, just freestyling and jamming with the mixer, you know, my arrangement together. And that was the first time. But the live act that I just talked about was like, I think, the 5th time. And
okay, where you already had more practice.
Yeah, I was like really into it. So yeah. But yeah, this is the perfect example. That video is actually how I started to jam in these times.
Okay.
And
nice.
I highly recommend learning new tools with the focus mode, you know, like tuck, 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 tuck. So you know them all really well. Then you put them together, and then you kind of try to play live without any backup plan, without any pre-built things. You put a sinus, you make effect on it, you start playing, you're making a sequence, and then you start adding things, and it's People
just
feel
go.
that you do that. I don't know how to explain that, but it's there. Everyone gets it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a connection. What I would like to add to that is what can also be really powerful when you focus on one device, as you already said with the effects, sometimes it's really cool to then choose one box to go along with that device. So for example, I'm now focusing on the Ableton Move, and I'm already seeing that on the master effect sides, there is, yes, you can load 2 master effects in there, but it's also quite limited by the effect selection that you have. But what I love to then do, or what I want to do in the future, is to pair it with my microcosm, which is one of my favorite multi-effects pedals, which can do so many things from micro looping, glitching, and I know that you took the note.
I wanted to ask you about multi-effects and pedals,
Here we
because
are,
here we are.
right in the
Give
topic.
me all.
Give it all, give it all. Yeah, I think that honestly would also, I'll definitely, the next time I come to Berlin, I'll bring this box with me, because I think for you it would be super interesting, because before, when you told me about you wanted to have a device that can then record some stuff in a little bit of a buffer, and then that buffer gets looped, you can apply effects to that, and at that time you can load new scenes on the S4. I think the microcosm would be amazing for that, because it does some really nice, weird, glitchy effect stuff. So it has a micro looper mode, then it has a glitch mode, a granular mode, which I think is always awesome,
So
and
it's
then it has
also
a
a granular
multi-delay.
machine.
Yeah, exactly. And
So
you
I have
can
two
basically choose.
granulators there.
Yeah, and you can get really crazy. Or you use the micro looper and then do kind of like the sequences or glides, where a sequence glides from one side to the other. Then you can change the time parameter so that the sequence glides slower or faster. It's actually crazy. It's like completely modulating the stuff that you have done. It also has a built-in reverb, so you can just then throw in reverb on what you've recorded. And yeah, it also has a looper, so you can just record. I don't know how long the loop time is, but I'm pretty sure it's decent. So you can just record a loop that is playing and then loop it on the effect pedal itself while you load something new in, and then play that on top. So I think for
Nice.
what you're planning,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, and that's what I want to
Microcosm.
do with the Move. Yeah, it's the hologram microcosm. Actually, I have it here. I can bring it a little bit into the
Yeah.
picture.
We all saw that
Here it
one
is.
before, for sure.
Yeah, this one here. That's
Beautiful.
that's the microcosm. It's a really nice effects pedal. I'm using it actually a lot right now. It's hooked up as a send return effect in Ableton Live, so that I can basically everything in Ableton let run through that. And I kind of like set it up together with the Chroma console, another effects pedal, also from Hologram Electronics. And the Chroma console is also a multi-effects pedal, but it goes more into the distortion, diffusion direction. So it has different distortion modes like drive, sweeten, fuzz, hold. So you can really heavily distort your signal, but you can also do it sweetly. You can add some nice compression. It has vibrato, phaser, tremolo, so some really cool stuff. And what I love about the Chroma console is that it has different parameters that you can use to tweak the sound, and every parameter you can kind of like record your movement that you do with your hand, and then it saves that, and then you can do that for all the different effects, and this way you can create some really weirdly modulated scenes where you're like, okay, what the hell is going on here?
This is one thing why I think the Electron workflow is so fucking cool, you know? Like you hold a button, you change the something, and then just for that sequence, like I love when you can interact with the machine and record it directly with the movement you just feel like you need now. It's like really intuitive.
Yeah, 100%. I think
that is nice.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's something that the Chroma console does as well. So this combo already is very strong.
The other one cannot do that?
No, the other one can't do that. But I think in exchange, the Chroma console doesn't have a looper. So the microcosm has a looper, but the Chroma console doesn't have a looper, but instead has this recording of the parameters.
Looping modulation.
Yeah, exactly. Which is crazy. But yeah, it's...
I think the combi is amazing.
Yeah, the combo of both is actually very strong. You can do a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah, I have like my dog eats a cable, so I cannot use it right now. But...
Classic when you have animals.
Oh god. Like the only cable that is really raw, you know, like for the guitar pedals, this like multi-cable thingy that you have to buy, and then it's like gone. You're like, fuck. I have this like Chase Bliss 2 guitar pedals from my guitar times, the Dark World and the Blooper.
Blooper, I know. Yeah.
And the Dark World is a dual reverb.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Okay.
like two reverbs that you can layer on each other. So it's like a drone maker, but it's mono.
Okay.
They're both mono. So that's why I was like, looking for some alternative maybe. That's why I want to ask you, the granular one, the Cosmos, is
Microcosm.
the Microcosm, is it stereo?
Yeah,
Like the
both are
input and the
stereo,
output?
actually.
Nice.
Yeah, both are stereo, which is really, really cool. It has these kind of like, it has a, I don't know what's called, I think it's a TRRS input, which is this where you put one cable in, but it's actually a stereo signal.
Oh, nice.
And then output, it has two regular outputs that you can then route into or put into your mixer wherever you want to record it. And yeah, it actually works pretty nicely. You can also set the input to mono. So if you just play a guitar through it, you can basically choose if the input should be mono or stereo.
Nice.
But if you run a stereo synthesizer or machine like the S4 through it, and also this is what I want to do with the Move, because obviously Move also is in stereo, then you don't lose that stereo signal and can create something really nice with it. So
a good expensive pedal,
100%,
right?
Yeah.
Like that you can switch from mono to stereo easily anytime.
Exactly.
I'm expecting that from all guitar pedals, kind of coming with the mindset as like a music producer. But I feel like in the last years, they just realized how big the market is, right? Like there was so many
I think so too.
guitar pedals still in mono, just thinking, there's an instrument going through, but only guitars and bass or what?
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
This is also, I totally agree. This is also why right now you see a lot of these pedals don't only come with instrument level input, but also with line level input. So they kind of like learn, okay, there will be people sending line level signals through the effect pedals. And I think that's awesome, because that makes it so much more versatile.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, you can see so many synth people like Aura Music, for example, shout out. He's making some amazing music with just his boxes and running that through stereo effect pedals and then creating completely new worlds of sound. And I think there's just something great when you use one machine, pair it together with one effect pedal, maybe multi-effect. You have a whole world of sound, which is crazy. You're still in the focus mode because it's just two devices. You're still limited, but suddenly you have this new processing ways how you can process the sound going through it. So I think that's a really strong combination.
Absolutely. I also think now where you said Aura Music, he's also really into the S4 in the moment. I think I saw some videos like "I still loving it" kind of titles.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I should pass by and say, hey, let's have a jam with the S4s.
Go for it.
I also have a friend coming today that is also just ordered an S4.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I think she will also try to learn this thing right now. And I think we will have a little jam, just the two little machines. Maybe I can make even a video. Let's see.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
I would love to see that.
Like then you have 8 channels, that's the thing. Like from 4
That's
to
a big
8,
difference.
but the same sound aesthetic. I think this sounds really cool.
Yeah, I've also heard from people who said, well, I'm actually considering buying now a second Ableton Move just to have 8 channels. I was like, well, that's a little bit overkill, but hey, I mean, you could also consider a push where you have basically unlimited channels, but then again, push is very big and heavy, especially the new push 3 standalone.
I can see like someone using 2 moves, So you have like 16-16, for drum racks, and then you have 3-3. So 6 channels of like hypnotic sequency sounds, then cool fillet samples on the 16s on the one thing, and then a drum rack on the other one where you proper have like a 909 going on or something. And hey, you change something here, we still have the beat going on there, so you have this back to back again.
Yeah.
I can see proper live acts with 2 moves actually incoming.
Yeah, definitely. I'll first try to incorporate 1 move into my setup. I'm still thinking how to best do that. But I really want to bring it to the next gig because it's just so tiny and you can do so much with it. It will fit easily along with the Mother 32 and the push. I think it's still a very compact setup, but you can do a lot of crazy stuff with it.
I'm thinking of like I want to make the ambient stuff hardware only, right? Like no computers. So I'm working on this. But parallel, I'm also want to play my techno live again. And I'm literally thinking of putting my techno into Ableton and then having a MIDI controller with nice faders. That's all. Like faders.
Nice.
And then I do literally the rest with the mouse. Just, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, just
Nice.
having like systems you interact softly with. But actually they play in a loop, but you never hear the loop and you just fade things in and out, you know, and mute channels. So you actually just do the arrangement and the jamming, you know, the techno grooves jamming.
Nice.
Filters. You use the filter of the club then, you know, to filter stuff. And you play a full live act, like literally just triggers that change, but the system, the components that you have, they're the same. So you don't have like sample clips. So you play down, you have actually 8 channels of machines. They stay the same. And the only thing you change are the sequence, the triggers.
Okay, nice.
To
That's
have
really
this
cool.
like live act thing. This is a goal I have. I want to build and then play live. And when it works, also share it with the community, of course.
Yeah, I would be interested in that as well, because I'm still also for my live acts looking for a proper device for faders, because right now all the devices I have, they don't have any faders on them. And I've set up my push now in a way that I can go to the mixing page on the push and then kind of like still fade in and out my different tracks. But the problem is it's not faders, it's just encoders. And I'm pretty sure you will agree, but faders and encoders it's just a different thing. It's just like it feels and works so differently. That's, yeah.
If you ask me, I don't get why the Move came out. I needed really like a push with faders.
Oh yeah.
I just want like a little few, you know, that let me like blast the 8 clips or something, like maybe like 4 rows, and then the rest I can make with like up and down, you know. And then I want long, nice, smooth faders, and maybe some knobs on top for like selecting and push, like whatever. I don't need more. I don't need the rest. I just want like a live act machine for Ableton that is built for playing the clips, fade the stuff in, EQ the stuff somehow. So you just have the laptop, you put it on the side, you don't even watch it, and you just play with that thing. Full live acts. I'm still waiting that they do that kind of. I don't know. I feel like I have to go there and tell them.
Do it. Next time you're there.
Next week I'm there. Let's see.
Yeah, just tell them, Ableton team, we have to talk.
Hi, nice to meet you guys. But by the way, I wanted to tell you all the time. Let's talk about hardware.
Nice. I could imagine actually that they do that, don't do that because third parties are doing it as well. I think there's this new device now from Novation. I always forget what it's called. Launch
something.
Launch,
but yeah, I saw
whatever.
That.
It just was released a couple of weeks back, and it has these faders. It's fully Ableton integrated. So I think maybe Ableton thinks, well, that already exists. So why should we?
But you want
should
it
we
like
do that?
Ableton integrated. Just works.
Exactly.
Just I don't
know. It makes
know.
a difference.
Yeah. Work like with a nice huge knob like on the MPCs where you just select your stuff, and I don't know. I just want this like nice hardware that just have nice faders.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
but maybe I'm too old school with this. Like I mean, literally came with 32 channels just to make my arrangement properly. You know, like separating 10 channels of my modular and just making my arrangement. But then you can have effects on each of the Eurorack modules.
The channels. That's
so
a big difference.
Cool. Yeah, and with this, I feel also I can control and freestyle my jams, right? Otherwise, you have to prepare so much.
Yeah.
Now we went quite deep into how to make a live act, but
well,
I mean, isolating hardware and learning hardware, I think it's always the goal somehow to play with the hardware
100%.
somehow also live, right?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, before you get there and can play as a live act, you have to learn the stuff that you have, which is why focusing is so important. Yeah. Just take selected devices out of your studio and just really look in depth into what you have there. It's also a good cure for guests because you will find new synergies, you will find new ways of using them, you will find new features, and most importantly, you get more comfortable with the stuff that you have and can make music with that. So focus. The power of focus.
The power of focus. I would say,
Is it?
and here we are.
Here we are at the end of the episode.
Then I hope this time we got it. The recording is there, and we will
You
not.
can see I'm crossing my fingers.
We test everything before. I mean, it will work. And yeah, like if you guys have some questions, anything that is interesting for you, just put it in the comment, and we will read it and we will answer it, and we also will make maybe the next show then even just for you. And you have to say something.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I just wanted to. I agree on everything you said.
Beautiful. This is what I want to hear.
Add anything to that? Yeah, nothing to add.
Wonderful.
All the topics you have on mind, throw them at us.
Yes.
We always look for more stuff to discuss, and yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you very soon
in the next one. Peace.
In the next one. Peace.